Hello, and welcome to our discussion on designing and conducting performance improvement interventions. We'll take a high-level look at some very effective quality tools and methods. Our expectation is that you are introduced to the various methods here so you can dive deeper when implementing change in your area. Our first method is Plan, Do, Check, Act. This can be used as a model for continuous improvement and when implementing any change. In the planning phase, we gather information, identify what we want to change, and devise a possible solution. Then we implement the solution, preferably with a pilot unit or group. Next, we check results, gathering data on the effects of the solution. Then we either move forward and expand the solution to other areas or revise the process for a better solution. Either way, we continue to work through the phases for continuous improvement. The next method is called the 5 whys, which is useful when we need to get to the root cause of a problem. Start by stating the problem or process that needs changing. Then ask, why is it happening? And note your answer. Then for that answer, ask why again, in succession, until you come to the heart of the problem. It may take less than 5 or more than 5 questions to arrive at a root cause. Next are the 7 new quality tools. Their uses range from abstract analysis to detailed planning, and they can be used for a wide variety of issues and change management. The first one is the affinity diagram, which can be used for a large group of people or when there are many ideas to consider. Each person lists their possible solutions on a sticky note or board. Like-minded ideas are then grouped together under a heading, which gives us a jumping-off point for an improvement strategy. The next tool is the relations diagram. Think of it as the biggest bang for the buck diagram. Place your team's ideas in a circle, then ask the question, how are these two ideas related? Does one influence the other, or is one predicated on another? Draw directional arrows to show cause and effect. The one with the most arrows connecting to others is a key idea worth exploring further. A tree diagram helps take a general problem and break it down into manageable parts. Every level down or across, ask the question why of the level before it. There can be as many sub-levels as needed to define the roots of an idea or problem. It is sometimes called a goes into chart because we are asking what goes into the level above. A matrix diagram shows the relation of anywhere from 2 to 4 groups. The type of diagram used varies depending on whether the groups are related or not. In a matrix data analysis chart, we can plot behavior or characteristics of a person, product, or group. Make the X and Y axes identify behaviors or characteristics. The left side of the X-axis is either negative or less than. The right side is positive or more than. The Y-axis is the same above and below the line. We can then plot just about anything in its relationship to either axis. Similar to the affinity chart, groups or clusters will become evident, and you can target them as such. An arrow diagram is helpful when there is a process to be followed, and one step is critical to the success of the next. There is a definite start and end, which helps to keep everyone on task as you proceed through a project. The last new quality tool is a process decision program chart. Use this for large, complex projects or for managing risk. Using the tree diagram as your base, continue the levels underneath and ask what could go wrong for each idea. Identify all the possible missteps and write them under the idea. Under that, think of ways to remedy that failure point and write down fixes. Assign each fix an O if it's practical and solves a credible potential issue. If the fix is impractical or solves an issue with a remote probability, make it an X. Then manage the O's. The last one is Six Sigma's DMAIC method. It is a structured problem-solving method where each phase builds upon the previous one with the goal of implementing long-term solutions to problems. In the define phase, we identify the problem, the customer, or the process that needs improvement. In the measure phase, we collect data on what's going wrong and devise a gap analysis based on the performance goal. For analyze, we take the data and try to determine what the root causes are for our particular problem. In the improve phase, we create a solution to the problem and implement it. The last phase is control, where we monitor the outcomes and ensure that we have the infrastructure to sustain the improvement. Always remember that any great manager embraces change and seeks to continually improve their processes. Performance improvement interventions can be used in small ways to change one person's behavior or in big ways to change the workflow of an entire company. We welcome new ideas and challenges, and encourage you to get familiar with the methods we talked about and use them in your journey to become a driver of change and improvement. Thank you for your time.